Odin sat upon his grand throne in Asgard, the golden halls shimmering with an ethereal glow as he contemplated the delicate balance of the 9 worlds. His piercing gaze drifted beyond the expanse of Bifrost, where tensions brewed among gods and mortals alike. Whispers of rivalry echoed in the air, hinting at conflicts that could unravel existence itself. With a heavy heart, he summoned Huginn and Munin, his trusted ravens who soared through realms like shadows on the wind. Their names resonated deeply within him. Huginn, embodiment of thought and intellect; Munin, guardian of memory and wisdom. He understood that, to maintain balance across the realms, he needed their keen eyes and ears to gather intelligence from every corner of creation. They perched briefly upon his shoulders. Odin felt their energy intertwine with his own. He instructed them to take flight under a vast sky, filled with stars twinkling like ancient secrets, yet to be unveiled. Odd from their master, they spread their wings wide and took off into the night air. Watched from her place in Asgard's hall as the 2 ravens ascended towards infinity. Their wings whispered stories long forgotten, the tales of heroes and battles, etched into time itself. With each flap against the cool night breeze, they ventured forth to uncover plots brewing below in Midgard and beyond. Huginn soared first over verdant landscapes, where human lives unfolded beneath him like intricate tapestries, woven with joy and sorrow. He observed bustling villages, but sensed an undercurrent of unease, a rivalry simmering between 2 clans. The sun dipped low on the horizon as evening cast its shadow across fields. It was then that he noticed something ominous stirring in the twilight. Meanwhile, Munin glided gracefully towards Vanaheim, home of Freyja and her kin. Goddess stood amid influential Vanir discussing alliances that could shift power dynamics between realms. Whispers hinted at pacts made with giants' creatures, whose ambitions threatened even Asgard's strength. Both ravens flew tirelessly on their missions, under starry skies stitched with fate's threadwork. Sigrun felt urgency swell within her breast. He recalled tales passed down by Valkyries before her stories, where knowledge had proven power amidst strife, a reminder that vigilance is key in times such as these. Upon completing their reconnaissance missions, Huginn and Munin returned to Odin's side through mystical channels only gods could comprehend. They brought back fragments laden with potential consequences, an intricate web spun between deities seeking leverage for conflict or peace alike. This moment, suspended between knowing too little or too much, lay destiny's choice. Allow chaos to reign free or act decisively, with resolute determination coursing through him like divine thunderbolts unleashed upon foes below. Odin prepared himself for another round in this game, played across worlds, the stakes higher than ever before. Thus began an intricate dance within Asgard's grand halls, as plans unfurled beneath watchful eyes. Sigrun lingered close by, ready to guide souls when conflict ultimately arrived, but for now. He embraced stillness while awaiting what secrets tomorrow might reveal through her beloved raven's whispers carried on winds uncharted yet familiar. Huginn soared through the misty air of Midgard, his keen eyes scanning the landscape below. Which he observed was filled with tension, its inhabitants unaware of the chaos brewing just beneath the surface. Night fell, shadows stretched across the ground, and flickering torchlight illuminated faces that wore expressions of determination mixed with fear. The 2 clans had been rivals for generations, their disputes rooted in old grievances and misunderstandings. Rumors floated through the air like autumn leaves, tales of betrayal, and ambition igniting passions dangerously close to boiling over. Perched atop a gnarled oak tree, Huginn witnessed a gathering under a crescent moon. Leaders of both clans met in secret, their voices low yet fervent as they plotted an attack that would shatter any hopes of peace. Their words were laced with promises of glory, but stained by intentions darker than the night itself. Meanwhile, while chaos brewed below in Midgard, Munin glided gracefully among the verdant groves of Vanaheim, where Freyja held court. The goddess exuded strength and grace, as she conferred with influential Vanir leaders about forming new alliances. Discussions held significant weight. They could either enhance Asgard's power or unravel it, entirely depending on how these alliances were formed. Munin's presence was subtle yet necessary. He absorbed every detail the concern etched on Freya's brow, as she spoke passionately about maintaining balance among their kindred spirits. Each nod from her allies whispered secrets about hidden agendas that could shift allegiances overnight. Urgency coursed through both ravens as they returned to Odin's hall, soaring back toward Asgard against a backdrop of twinkling stars that seemed to hold their breath in anticipation. Odin awaited their return, cloaked in shadows dancing like thoughts behind his piercing gaze. He sensed something amiss long before they began recounting their journeys. Huginn shared tales from Midgard, the brewing conflict between clans, while Munin relayed observations from Vanaheim, whispers of giants lurking in distant realms, seeking retribution for past grievances. With each revelation, Odin's expression darkened. He understood well how fragile peace could be amid such turmoil. His mind churned with strategies, while contemplating potential outcomes if war erupted between mortals or divine beings. Watched closely from her place, beside Odin, a silent witness to this delicate ballet of thought and memory taking shape around her. He reflected on countless souls, guided by her hand, who had fallen victim to battles fought out of pride and misunderstanding. Each story, a reminder that knowledge is indeed power against ignorance. Ravens returned home after ensuring stability across realms. Even now, gratitude swelled within Sigrun's heart for Huginn and Munin's tireless efforts. They settled on Odin's shoulder once more. She knew these creatures symbolized much more than mere spies. They represented hope amidst uncertainty. This moment filled with purpose, yet tinged by foreboding possibilities ahead. Sigrun pledged herself anew to assisting Odin, however needed, an unwavering Valkyrie standing vigilant at the threshold between life and death, amidst divine intrigue unfolding across Midgard and beyond. Information gathered from Huginn and Munin, Odin stood in his great hall, the weight of knowledge pressing upon him like a heavy cloak. He recognized that the brewing conflicts required more than mere observation. Decisive action was necessary to diffuse tensions before they spiraled into chaos. His thoughts swirled as he contemplated the implications of the clan rivalry in Midgard and Freya's consultations with her allies. Felt a chill run through her as memories flooded back her own experiences, guiding souls from battles fought over honor. Each life lost echoed within her heart, reminding her of existence's fragile nature. And for harmony among gods and mortals, but understood that such peace often came at a steep price. Odin reflected on these complexities. Loki appeared unannounced, a mischievous glint in his eyes. A trickster god had always been an enigma. His words often carried deception, yet held insights that demanded attention. Loki approached Odin with a knowing smile, revealing secrets about hidden agendas swirling among the clans in Midgard. Others harbored ambitions concealed behind feigned loyalty, plotting against one another, even while presenting a united front to their followers. This revelation ignited Odin's strategic mind. He saw how invaluable Loki's cunning could be amid uncertainty. Asgard's walls, discussions deepened as Sigrun listened intently to the exchange between Odin and Loki. He marveled at how destiny wove their fates together like threads in a grand tapestry. Alliances began to form not only between Odin's forces and Freya's network, but also incorporating Loki's insights into human machinations. Plans were meticulously drawn up as each divine being contributed their unique strengths to forge a strategy aimed at diffusing potential conflict before it escalated further. Envisioned standing alongside these powerful deities ready to wield her sword should matters descend into violence, but remained ever vigilant for signs from Huginn and Munin about developments across realms. Hours passed slowly as shadows danced along stone walls lit by flickering torches. Sense of urgency thrummed through the air A delicate balance hung precariously waiting for intervention, lest it tip toward bloodshed or ruin. Sensed that time was not on their side, every second mattered, as alliances tightened or frayed among those unaware. They stood on precipices, ready to plunge into chaos. Odin directed orders with resolute authority, while raven wings rustled softly behind him, their presence, palpable reminders of vigilance, needed now more than ever before. Night wore on, filled with whispered strategies, huddled amongst gods who sought nothing less than stability for their cherished 9 worlds. Throughout these moments, remained close by her heart, steadfastly aligned with Odin's mission unfolding before them, all each beat resonating hope, mixed with trepidation, as they prepared themselves for whatever awaited them beyond dawn's first light. As the dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the land, Huginn returned to Asgard, and by troubling revelations, he had witnessed the brewing animosity between clans that threatened to spill into bloodshed. His keen mind recalled every detail, the conspiratorial whispers and fierce expressions of those ready to raise weapons against one another. In contrast, Munin glided through Vanaheim, where tension wore a different face. Goddess Freyja stood at the center of a gathering, a circle of powerful Vanir, discussing potential alliances with giants. Such pacts could disrupt even the most delicate equilibrium in their world. Munin listened intently, absorbing every nuance of their conversation, aware that each word could tip the scale toward war or peace. Upon returning home to Odin's grand hall, both ravens perched side by side on their master's shoulder. Odin welcomed them like old friends, yet sensed their troubled spirits. He knew they carried more than mere information. They bore warnings wrapped in shadows. Huginn began recounting his observations from Midgard. He spoke of clandestine meetings beneath the moonlight, where leaders fueled hatred with fiery words, igniting an ember destined to blaze out of control if left unchecked. Each clan leader sought glory in battle, but failed to grasp that such pursuits often led only to devastation, an endless cycle poised to repeat unless interrupted. Huginn followed closely behind his brother's narrative, weaving his own insights into the tapestry presented before Odin. He revealed what he had learned from Freyja's counsel, how her kin strategized for alliances, while ignoring potential betrayals lurking within their ranks. Actions were ready to turn upon each other at a moment's notice if it suited their ambitions. Odin listened attentively as Sigrun stood silently beside him, a watchful Valkyrie, aware that fate teetered on a precipice. With clarity born from wisdom gathered across ages past and present threats looming around them, Odin contemplated his next move carefully. Time flowed gently by, quiet as a whisper. Action needed to be taken swiftly before chaos engulfed all they held dear. Thus resolved, Odin planned to confront these hidden agendas head-on, not just as All-Father, but as protector of balance among realms. With calculated precision, guided by Huginn and Munin's intelligence, he summoned emissaries from both clans along with representatives from Vanaheim, a gathering orchestrated under pretense, yet laced with unspoken truths. Parties convened within Asgard's majestic hall, adorned with banners representing unity amidst diversity, the very embodiment of what they sought. Peace forged through understanding, rather than warfare waged out of pride alone. Observed closely, as leaders took their places around long tables laden with food and drink, a feast designed not merely for nourishment, but also diplomacy aimed at unraveling tensions woven throughout history itself. Every glance exchanged carried weight, every silence spoke volumes about mistrust, simmering just beneath polished exteriors. Discussions began amid clinking goblets and laughter echoing off golden walls enshrined in mythos long forgotten. The atmosphere shifted gradually from uncertainty toward something more promising, a flicker ignited among warriors too. For conflict, yet restless enough, still yearning for resolution, without sacrificing honor tied deeply into battles fought bravely before them. At dark clouds lingered overhead, remnants from secrets, unearthed threatening disruption, Once more should tempers flare or misunderstandings arise during this fragile convergence between hearts aching for harmony against a backdrop painted vividly by strife endured across lifetimes shared together. As then came whispers carried upon unseen winds, Loki emerged unexpectedly amidst careful negotiations with cunning insight that could prove invaluable or lead astray depending entirely upon how trusted allies chose to receive his. Wrapped delicately beneath charm-infused words, spoken playfully, it weighted nonetheless like burdens borne heavily upon shoulders young and old alike fighting daily struggles beyond comprehension. Denis rarely favors idle hands. Decisions lay ahead waiting patiently, while time waned ever onward urging swift resolution, lest darkness consume light entirely leaving naught, but echoes haunting those who once stood firm united now. Fractured across myriad divides seeking solace found only through sacrifice made willingly, despite uncertainties trailing close behind eternal choices, granted free will paving roads leading down paths unknown awaiting brave souls prepared. Forth into realms uncharted alive within stories, etched forevermore deep within fabric, woven intricately binding God's men, while standing witness alongside one another amid cosmic dance, unfolding continuously throughout eternity.